Hiya! Hope you're doing alright. Welcome to School of Dragons. What we're gonna take a look at right now is the new event dragon from the Snoggletog 2020 event called a Chimeragon. But it very closely resembles a Bewilderbeast, so there's a bit of confusion there. But we're going to uncover some of that confusion today and take a look at this new, unique mystery class dragon. So this here is what the baby looks like. It's very similar to the adult, maybe a bit more lumpy. I'm just gonna go through a bit of the coloration options and give you an idea of what fades on this dragon and what doesn't. It has really clear colors overall, I'd say. So you can really create some good fades with every single color. So I'm gonna make mine red with some white details, and the name of it, Berotoroto. So this is a little baby guy again, just a few different angles of him. Very cute little baby, very unique baby. Bewilderbeast, flying Bewilderbeast I want to call it, because it looks very much like a Bewilderbeast just with its snout instead of a flat face. But I think we are going to age it up and make it an adult and then take a look at that. Here we go! This is the adult Chimeragon. And some of you might not agree with my coloration options, which is this very red blood color. So I'm gonna put the default hero skin on it, and I'm gonna take a look at the default colors. So here it has the classic Bewilderbeast colors. That's the default colors for this dragon also, which again raises suspicion. What is this dragon? Why is it called a Chimeragon when it looks exactly like a Bewilderbeast? The only difference being its head a little bit. Is it a type of hybrid? Was it created by science? Was it made in a lab? We don't really know. The only place we see a Chimeragon is in the other dragons game called Dawn of New Riders, and that dragon is created in a lab by manipulating a lot of different DNA. How that makes sense in the Viking Age, I don't know. I did not write the game. So I don't know if it's a similar thing going on here. It's pretty strange to add something like this into a Viking world. But if it is the case, then it's a DNA mix hybrid dragon thing that just goes under the name of Chimeragon, and Chimeragons can be a lot of different things because this one looks nothing like the one we get in the other dragon game. So I'm just gonna treat this as a unique Bewilderbeast abomination that can fly, and we call it a Chimeragon. So it has a giant head, as probably one of the first things I notice about this guy now that I look at him. He has a giant head compared to his body, but he does have very strong legs as well. However, the head does present quite a huge weight on the dragon. It has a long tail to balance it out though, so it's a bit more forgivable than it has the classic Bewilderbeast spikes on its head. They're more like flat things growing out. They're not really sharp like spikes, but I think they closely resemble spikes. And when your Viking is riding this dragon, it's blind. They cannot see anything because it's just covered up. So you just gotta trust the dragon to know where it's going. Maybe we should have been sitting on its head. I guess that would have made more sense because we can see nothing. We just see that all the time. And then we can look to the sides, of course, and see what's going on there. Overall, the dragon is fairly well done. We got a lot of spikes going on. Some of them have a bit of a flat texture which doesn't look that satisfying when you move around. But some of them do have like a round texture. The ones that go down the middle of the tail has a more round shape to them. And the others are more like flaps. The ones on the wings are like flap things. Very thin. And the ones on the body is very thin. And looks a bit bad where it attaches to the body. But I think it's a minor detail. It's not something that's gonna bother me. The tail looks great. A real Bewilderbeast tail. Which is kind of similar to a Night Fury's tail. When it looks like this, it wiggles a little bit when the dragon moves, which is very cute. It has additional flaps down its body as well, all the way from the root of the tail to the ending of it. I think that looks very smooth and could potentially be good for flying. And then these rather large wings, strong wings. The legs have boulder type scales on them. It looks like very rough scales on their legs. Again, kind of makes you confused. What is this dragon? But a chimera is, in the mythology that it comes from, a mix of a lot of different creatures. So this dragon is a mix of a lot of different elements. So it could have some boulder elements in there, which we see on the legs. It has the fins on the legs as well, similar to what the Bewilderbeast has. It has a lot of characteristics from the Bewilderbeast. The tusks as well on the face and the small spikes over the eyes. Also similar to what the Bewilderbeast. And also spikes on its chin. Some of these are just like kind of painted on. They're not really 3D at all. Which I think looks bad and kind of lazy actually. That looks very bad. I didn't notice that before. Alright, so here we go. This is the running cycle of the Chimeragon, Wildebeest, and it's very like clumsy, and it moves its front limbs at the same time. The same goes for the hind legs. I think the hind legs are a bit more dynamic, but the front limbs are very just like slamming down at the same time when it runs. It's not the most dynamic of animations, but I think it works somewhat well for such a heavy dragon. The tail bounces up and down very nicely. That looks smooth. And the head also moves a little bit up and down, which I do appreciate. That is very, very cool. So overall, I don't think these animations are too bad. Now, the thing about this dragon that is truly special is its fire. The blast that this dragon can produce is completely unique. So we're gonna try to test that out, and then you will see what I'm talking about. So we have fire come out of this dragon, a really nice particle effect that goes off. Then when we fire again, we have ice, and it actually makes a little ice formation wherever it hits. Then we have lightning, also beautiful animations and effects and overall particles on that. And then the fire again. So it appears that the Chimeragon actually has 3 different blasts. An ice blast, a lightning blast, and a fire blast. Which is not something we've seen before. They have also updated this for the Dromelion, which is also known for having a lot of different blasts. That dragon can do that as well. And then this guy can do it. I'd say it's time we check out the flight of this guy. So this is obviously a very, very heavy dragon, a very large dragon. So the animations are not going to be sleek or swift in any way. It's going to be the animations of a heavy dragon. I like how it's carry itself. The legs are as close to the body as they can possibly be for such a large dragon, so that does create a streamlined look, despite the head being so colossal. We got some powerful wing strokes. Unfortunately, there is clipping happening with the head and the wings, as you can clearly see. They flap right through the spikes on the head. That's a shame. I think they should have tilted the head of the dragon down a bit more, and then you would have gotten rid of that issue altogether, because then there would have been room for the wings to actually flap. This looks very bad with the wings going through the head, going through all those flaps. Such a shame. I think the animations are fine, it's just a shame with the clipping. That's a real bother. The tail is moving very, very lively, which is beautiful. When he flaps his wings, the tail goes up and down, similar to what the wings does. Follow the pattern of that. Goes down whenever the wings goes up. And then it just like swings around in the air very vigorously. That is very cute and very special. I like that. That's a good job on that tail. When you slow down, dragon goes like this, pulls the wings out, and almost looks like it's standing in the air. The tail is wiggling still, and then we go back. So not the most majestic of slowing down animations, but overall pretty nice. The dragon does lack a bit of life in its face. It's very looking at the same direction, not really showing much activity. The diving is really cool, the way the wings move and the speed you can see when it's going down. It's really gorgeous. Truly, truly beautiful right here. Very determined look on its face. Amazing, I think. The dive is really, really good. They really got that nailed down. It was great with the previous event dragon as well, which was the Bone Stormer. Also had beautiful diving animations, and the same goes with this guy. Let's try to gain altitude. Bit more powerful strokes, but overall similar. Kind of holds the tail stiff, holds it up and sways a little bit. Nice detail to give it different tail movements when it's going up. So I would say this guy is pretty well thought out. They did think about a lot of the elements, but they did forget a few, such as the clipping. That's still a big problem. This game has been out for a long time. That should not be happening anymore. Let's take a look at this guy's stats and see how great he scores. Let's just put him down here very carefully. There we go. So here we have the stats of Bertoldo. His max speed is 7, his pitch rate is 9, turn rate is 7.5, acceleration 5.5, and firepower 9.7. Very, very high stats, especially for a dragon this large. So that's really interesting. Let's take a close-up of his fires. Got the lighting there, very beautiful. The fire and the ice, which leaves that Bewilderbeast classic greenish turquoise ice that looks just so stunning. I think we should attempt to get a race in Thunderdron with him and see how fast he races against other dragons. It's worth a try. It might not work because this game is very buggy. Okay, so we got a Snoggletog track and we're going up against some very fast dragons. But let's see how he fares. He shouldn't be too bad. It seems like all the bonus items have been removed. And all I can see is the track? What? This is a whole new layout for me. Damn, I'm gonna die. Okay, what happened to Thunderdron Racing? There used to be like a little panel where you could see your things, but it's gone now. That's a problem. I think we should count the lucky stars that this Shockjaw seems to have problems with start off. So I don't think this dragon is very fast. The pitch is fine, but the turn is not. It's very slow. But it pitches perfectly. Look at this turn. No good. No good at all. But the pitch, which means increasing and decreasing altitude, is good. However, the turn is just not gonna cut it. No, not at all. Terrible, actually. Very bad. We would have lost if that dragon had not died. So that's something to keep in mind. Don't think we'll even have enough speed to win this. No, we're gonna be kicked out. Okay, so very disappointing performance by the Chimeragon. So that was the Chimeragon, aka Bewilderbeast hybrid demon. I think it's an overall really cool dragon with some minor issues. But I would like to hear what you guys think about it. Now you've heard me talk about it a lot. So now I would like for you to tell me what you think about it in the comment section below, if you want. In any case, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And hopefully I will see you next time.